Okay, so we've got our combo box working, that's great. The next step now is to make sure that as we book this appointment, as well as automatically creating a record in the appointments table, we're also going to update our appointments timetable so that whatever the time slot is booked is flagged as booked, so it can't be rebooked. And we need to do two things in order to do that. One is we need to write a query, and what the query is specifically going to do is go and update that flag on the appointment times table. And then the second thing we need to do is change what this button does. This button is a standard add record button, but will create an appointment. We also need it to go and run the query that we're going to create in order to update this. Now I've pre-written the query, and I'll explain why in a second, and it's called update appointment. So let's go and have a look at that. And you'll see that it doesn't look like a standard query. It's actually written in SQL structured query language. And the reason that I've pre-written it is because I want to explain what it does. You will not have to write this code. You should be able to copy and paste it. It's available on MyBrock in a folder called SQL for appointments. And all you need to be able to do is copy and paste it and change it for your field names, and it will work. So let's have a little look at what it does. I'll just make it a little bit bigger. What the query does is updates the flag in the appointment times table from ticked to unticked. And the first row is where that happens. So it says update appointment times, let's update the appointment times table, and set the appointment times booked field equal to -1. The -1 bit is a bit confusing. Where we have yes/no tables, -1 actually means put a tick in it, and 0 means take the tick away. So we're wanting to put the tick in. So we want to set our booked flag to ticked. And then the where clause here tells us what to update. So what we're going to be doing here is we're picking the date of the appointment from the appointments form and the time slot that we've booked from the appointments form, and we're matching those two together. So if we booked for the 24th of the 2nd, 2012 at 10:15, it would be that record that gets updated. And you can see here that it follows a similar naming convention to when we just updated the query. So we've got appointment times dot date of appointment. So that's telling us to we want to check that the appointment times table is the same as the date of appointment on the appointment forms, and also that the appointment time slot is the same as the appointment time slot that we've picked on the appointments form. So what this does is it matches those, matches the date, matches the time, and then goes and updates the record accordingly. You should just be able to copy and paste the code and just change that to your field names and your table names, and it will work. The second thing we need to do is we need to update the button so that it will automatically include the query and update the appointment times table properly. So in our design view, we're going to go to our add record button and go to event, and we're going to update the on click event. If we click on the three buttons there, you'll see there's some code in here automatically. Now what you need to make sure you do, and I've already done it here, is include this query, this command as the first line of the query. Don't put it at the end, otherwise it won't work. In the first line of the query you need to use the open query command, and down confusingly at the bottom here you need to pick the query that you want it to run, and mine's called update appointment. So what this is going to do is run that update appointment query, and then it's going to add the record like it's supposed to into the appointments table. So all you need to do to add that in is do insert row, do open query, and once you click on it, add down there. I'm not going to add it in twice, so I will say no. If we go back to our appointments table, let me just close this so I can demonstrate it properly. We have got a time slot now of 10 to 10:15 on the 24th of the 2nd. If I hit add record, that clears it. If we now go and look at our appointment times, you'll see that it's now updated that flag, so it's working successfully.